missed a lot of time, so sorry I'm catching up on everything.
No, you're fine.
How have you been with the mental side of the game, just kind of like evaluating your game since your minutes kind of smoothed out a little bit over the past month?
I mean, I'm good. I'm in a good position now. I would say it was a decent amount of ups and downs for a minute there, but just being back, in a regular scheme of things is real good. So I mean, like I said, I'm good mentally. Day in, day out, I just come in and work and just be ready for whenever my number's called again, for sure.
How has the point guard situation changed how the game is for you on court? It's obviously not Spencer setting up everything anymore. But
I mean, it's basically the same, just coming out, setting screens and stuff, rolling to the basket, putting a lot of pressure on the rim, doing little things that are able to help the team win. That's the main thing. Like I said, putting pressure on the rim, being a lob threat, and really just grabbing anything off the glass that I possibly can and just trying my best to give 110% effort out there on the floor, same as always.
Does Ish's speed change anything for you, or by the time the ball gets down to you, things kind of like slow down?
Yeah, me and Ish, we have somewhat of a decent connection, especially since I came here last year and he was here during that time and stuff, and we kind of like build chemistry just like that, right off the bat. Because I mean, Ish is a real crafty point guard. He does a lot of things that keeps the opponents guessing night in, night out. So having him on the floor with the speed that he has and how he keeps the pace and stuff, I mean, it's good, because it's just like we picked up from where we left off for sure.
How do things change for you when the pace is turned up? I guess comparing your game in transition to in the half court.
I would say it's basically the same. But at the end of the day, I just run the floor as much as I can to be able to, spread the floor for guys, who are really playing on the perimeter, or when it comes to guys cutting down the floor, putting, giving attention and stuff on me as I'm running down the floor and trying my best to put guys in screen roles as much as I possibly can, because that helps open the floor for us. That helps keep our offense going. And that helps us that helps us, to the point where we can keep moving the ball, to where we don't sit in one spot and there's four other guys watching one other guy, dribble the ball, ISO, little things like that. So I try to, keep as much movement around the guy with the ball, guys off the ball, little things like that to be able to keep our offense flowing.
And what was it like playing with Chris yesterday, 5-on-5, right? Was the first time?
I believe so. Yeah.
Did you play with him, against him, and kind of how did it go?
Play against him. He said he was going to try to dunk on me. He did try to dunk on me yesterday. So, but yeah, it was good to see him finally back out on the floor. I know he's been itching to be back out there. So just seeing him back on the floor is a real good thing too. It was a little bit between a block and him getting hung. So, so it was almost a dunk for sure.
So I know he said he wanted to get you back for that one dunk, so he didn't waste any time, huh?
Nah, he didn't. Didn't at all. He's a 7-foot giant, so me being out there on the floor, I look 6'5" around him, so it's a bit tough going up against the giants of the league.
What do you think about the prospect of being on the court with him, like in a game sometime in the future?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for it. Day in, day out, I see that he's getting closer and closer to being back out there on the floor. So, I mean, hopefully he'll be back out there on the floor before the season ends. Everybody's praying for him. Everybody is keeping him motivated and encouraged to be able to come out. And whenever he makes his debut in that Wizards jersey, we're all going to be ready for it.
Well, what about you guys as a duo? Like, what do you think you guys could do together as the four?
I mean, it's going to be real interesting for sure. For him being, the 7-foot giant he is playing the 4, me being the 6'10" guy that I am playing the 5, it's going to be real nice. I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it, like I always say, because he spreads the floor for a guy his size for sure. He's a pick and pop big, I would say, and he knows how to pick and roll too as well. He puts a lot of pressure around the rim. He knows how to finish around the basket too for a guy his size. And, like how he says he's going to dunk on me, he will put you in the rim.
I haven't met him yet. What's he like as a person? What's his personality?
He's a real good guy. I like him a lot. First time he got here, he introduced himself. He was talking to me, getting to know me a little bit more day in, day out and stuff. So I can just tell, he's a real good person off the floor for sure. He's going to make sure any and everybody is either in a good mood or he's going to try to get you in a good mood, either or. So yeah, he's a real good guy off the floor.
What do you think about Rui Hachimure's improvement as a three-point shooter? Obviously, we played with him last year. And he's come back with a much better three-point shot.
I mean, yeah. I tell Rui all the time whenever I get the chance to just shoot the ball. Plain and simple. He's one of the, I would say, bigger guys out there when it comes to shooting over the top of people. And sometimes he does overlook some open looks most of the time. He does a pump fake and he goes to shoot over somebody. But just seeing him out there on the floor and improving his shot, I mean, it's real big because it helps us spread, our offense a lot more because he's also going to be on the perimeter, either attacking the basket or he's going to put a three-point threat out there on the floor for us as well. So
what do you kind of hope to show or prove or just accomplish individually in basically the last quarter of the season?
Really just coming out and doing the little things, being the dirty guy, coming out and grabbing rebounds, having the energy, giving us as much energy as we need to make this final push in the last part of the season because we want to play something play for something in the end of the season. And for us to come out night in, night out, to have that energy and stuff, that's what I take pride in, coming out and just being the loudest guy on the floor and being, the most tenacious guy on the floor and doing everything I can to help the team win. That's the main thing. So I just come out, try to do my job and do it well at a high level. And at the end of the day, just give as much as I can to be able to help us progress throughout the rest of the season.
What do you think about the matchup with the Hawks and just, was the significance that they are in the play-in tournament race with you guys? Does that dawn on you as you go up against them?
I mean, every game is an important game right now for us, for sure. So we just come out and we play basketball. That's the main thing. We have to come out and we have to play the basketball that we were playing at the beginning of the season, not, some of the things that we have let go down the stretch just of this season right now. So once we come out and we have that mindset, I mean, we're a pretty good team. We're a dominant team. We're going to come out and we're going to, dominate throughout all aspects, whether it's, making sure we don't turn the ball over that much, whether it's making sure, guys don't get their average points in the paint. Little by little, we have to do the little things to be able to come out and win. So just having a matchup against the Hawks and stuff is real big because this is going to let us know, down the stretch, we can keep going for sure.
Josh?
Daniel, what is your matchup against Capella like, considering that he does a lot of the same things that you excel in?
I would say it's like playing against a way bigger and stronger me, basically. He's a real athletic big. He does his job. He sets screens and he rolls to the basket hard. He's a guy that puts a lot of pressure on the rim for sure. And, he makes plays out of the pocket every now and then. So he does the little things for sure. He rebounds and he is basically the energy guy too of the team. Well, one of them for sure. They got a lot of guys on the team that come out and play with a lot of energy, and he's one of them. He has energy when it comes to blocks, rebounds, dunks, whatever, and he's really a perfect fit to be with a guy like Trae Young for sure. Somewhat of a duo that can really just be dangerous down the stretch of a game.
You sometimes mention that you face bigger centers.
Mm-hmm.
Although we still think of you as a big guy, how do you attempt to compensate when you face someone who has a little bit more height or more weight than you have?
Just how David came out and he threw that stone at Goliath, just come out and I never back down from a challenge. It doesn't matter how tall, how big or whatever, I'm gonna come out and play basketball. That's the main thing. I'm never gonna come out and be nervous playing against a guy. I've been going against some of the biggest, baddest guys in the league for sure, and I come out and I do the best I can. And if I do good, I give myself a pat on the back. And if I don't, I go back and I study and I figure out ways to be able to do better the next time.
Thank you, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Neil?
Hey, Gaff. Coach has talked a lot about just, communication on the defensive end. Obviously that, sometimes falls on the center as, being able to see more of the stuff out there. How do you think your communication has improved from the beginning of the season, whether that's just learning the terminology more or just getting more used to the systems and coverages and things like that?
I mean, it's gotten a lot better from the beginning to where we are now. There's still a lot of areas that I can improve on for sure. But most of the time they always say that being the anchor of the defense is the most important part, because I see everything on the back end of the defense as well. So just being back there, being the loudest guy on the floor and making sure everybody knows what's going on behind them is the main thing. So yeah, it's gotten a lot better, and I'm still getting better as the days go by. You know, at the beginning of the year, coach told me just to own my voice, and that's what I've been trying to do for most of the year. And I'm still learning days in, days out, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good when it comes to the progression of how, you know, making sure guys know what's going on behind them, making sure when the screen is coming, and just talking in general.
Thanks, Gaff.
Christos?
Hey, Gaff, hope you're doing well. If you compare your season, your game from the beginning until now, what are the differences that you see so far in the season?
Just my confidence, really. You know, having the confidence to take certain shots, having the confidence to be able to come out on the floor and make certain moves and stuff, and show just some of the skill set that I worked on throughout, you know, the summer and stuff. That's the main thing. You know, that's the biggest difference to me, because usually there will be points and times where I have the ball in certain situations and I would always throw it back out and I always go and set a screen and do something to where, you know, that's what the coach told me to do. You know, I just want to be able to be in a position to where I'm confident enough to where if I want to make a move or take a shot or anything like that, and I know I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna take it for sure. But yeah, I would say that's the main thing that is really just stuck out to me throughout this season.
And for speaking about the team and the flexibility that the team has with Kuzma, with Rui, Danny, Thomas and Doransky added to the roster in the roster, how important for you is this flexibility?
You say that again?
About the flexibility of the team and the players that you have in the roster, like Rui, Danny, Kyle Kuzma, Thomas Satoransky. How important for you is this thing to have that flexibility as a team?
You said flexibility wise, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just the depth of this team and the guys that we got coming off the bench, coming in for certain guys and stuff. We have the depth that we need, I would say, to, you know, make a real deep run, especially like in the playoffs. We just have to make sure we get there. That's the main thing, taking it one game at a time and just coming out and making sure that if we have a lead, hold on to it and finishing out games. Though that's, I would say, is the main problem for us right now, is learning how to finish out games. And if we have the lead, to be able to stick with that lead. And if we even lose that lead, try to find ways to get back to the point where we're leading in certain games, in certain situations, because there have been times where we've had leads and we've blown them for sure. And, you know, night in, night out, if we can learn how to fix that situation and fix that problem, that's one thing for sure that can help us make a deep playoff run.
Thank you very much.
That's it, Gaff. Thank you for your time.